Hi, welcome to Guitar Time. I'm Robert Knoll. I would like to show you just a groove in G. What I'm doing is a bass line centered around the type 2 groovy bar chord because I'm using my thumb. I call those groovy chords. When I'm using the thumb and I've got my first finger barred on 4 strings, I'm hammering them a lot of time on that major third. So there's my 7 dominant, my major third to minor third to major third with the G in the bass. And I can add the 5th. I've got the E string there too if I want to hit it, okay? But here's my idea for you today. I'd like you to work with this bass line and keep a rhythm going that might be fun to jam with or have others jam with you or to lay out. The idea of having a rhythm, chord harmony a little bit, something going on there, and a bass line. So I'm going to hit this chord and hammer that third, and then my third finger that's free now, I'm going to go to the major second in the G dominant scale and slide that to the major third, perfect 5th, and then a major 6 back to a perfect 5th. So I get this bass line going. So you hear my, and then I'm doing like a up choke, choke. So I'm down, up choke, down, up choke. So you're getting the slide in there. So it's a good okay, so we can move this bass line also by the 9th chords. If you're playing your root here and you want to slide from your 2nd to your major 3rd on the 5th and 4th string, your A and D string. It's the same notes, the same intervals. Major 2nd, major 3rd, 6th, and perfect 5th. It's same thing, and the same thing for the D. So that movable pattern. And then when I was doing that little bump, 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 that little turnaround, well, that could be a raised 9 or 7. It could even be just a straight 7 or a 7 with a 5. Or a combination. Yeah, combination 7, 9, raised 9, and then you're back to. I like the hammer on the 3rd. Now I could hit a 6 in there, add the 6, 7. Now that time I went from groovy to a regular G7 because I wanted to get that 7 in. Now so that may be the sound you're after. In that case, you wouldn't use the groovy thumb version. You would use the straight bar chord version and adding the 7 or the 6. I could even add some other intervals are possible. But it's that technique. When I go to a ninth chord and I do that bass line, so I don't have anything to hammer here really that I could do something, create something. But what I'm really doing is usually sliding. Instead of hammering like I am here, I'm using the slide. So I would do the C and slide into. And then slide. I could even hit a ninth chord no root. A lot of possibilities. 13th chord. Groovy. Add a fourth. So there's lots of possibilities. The nice thing about this kind of rhythm is that you have harmony. You have a groove going with the chord, and you have a bass line. And the bass line's simple, and it's a good one you should know, because that major second sliding to the major third, that's a nice technique. And I could pick that in a higher range or kind of thump it. There's a lot of pick techniques I could do here too. Muffling. Bamp. A lot of possibilities. So these are fun chord arrangements. You're at the campfire, you're at the jam session, and you just go, okay, here we go, G. And the bass player latches onto that, and it just sounds really neat when you're in with the bass player and that drummer's giving you a nice blues beat. You've got a nice groove going. So this was just a nice groove, a groovy groove for you, okay? One of the groovy grooves. I hope you have fun with it.